Hello and welcome to tonight's game of the week for our UW esports.
Oh.
And from the Collegiate Overwatch series, our esports program seeks to build and foster community, open doors to the vast career opportunities in the field of gaming, and promote the virtues of healthy competition. And through esports, we are able to communicate with one another, forming and developing digital communities that are so necessary in these challenging times that we're facing with this COVID stuff going on. To introduce the casters, I am Nelson. I'm my gamer tag Panda Bear. I'm a freshman at the University of Washington, and I'm going to be one of your casters tonight.
All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Nathan, Clutch Poner, and I'm a third year and really excited to be back on the cast, watch some good Overwatch games.
So today we have two matches lined up. One was the FAU Owls, and the second against Queens U Varsity. Now, technically, these games have already happened, but we don't know what we're going to see, so these may as well be live for all that we care. And we're going to be starting off the match against the FAU Owls on the map of Ilios. So
yes.
What are you thinking about these compositions that we're seeing right now? I'm liking the. I think I'm liking this echo from the FAU Owls. With a very wide open map, I think that might be a good choice.
Yeah, Echo is a very strong pick at the moment. Just can dish out a lot of damage while being very slippery, kind of just flying through the air. But the DPS of University of Washington, Tribiab and Platypus can play hit scan pretty well. So they're going to try looking to nullify that Echo. And also with Mags on the Ana, there's going to might be trouble for the Echo.
That being said, University of Washington is going to roll out on the Echo as well, and so we're going to have kind of a dive. I think we almost have mirror compositions here with just Brig on the FAU Owls and Lucio on University of Washington, as Telemux on the FAU Owls drops dangerously low. He got antied and he's going to have to back out, and right now University of Washington are looking at point control. Kills do get traded out, but FAU Owls, they do lose their main healer with the Ana going down. And big sleep with good follow-up from Platypus secures the kill on the sleeping Tracer, and that's going to be the first point cap from the University of Washington.
Yeah, you see the Tracer gap comes in there. Tribiab gets one clip meleeed, and then, but Mags is there for the nasty sleep dart, and Platypus gets to just rip on the backline.
And in addition, with the Ana going down early in that fight, that there's not much healing to keep up the FAU Owls there. As the dive comes in from the University of Washington, no kills immediately come out, but it does pressure out lots of resources from the FAU Owls, and the stick is there from Trivia. Gets the Zarya, technically gets stuck the bubble, but we aren't going to talk about that. And that's going to be cleanup with the pulse bomb pressuring down the tanks. And that was a really good dive engage to get a lot of resources out.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that with the Brig from FAU that they could just kind of stun Winston there and just blow him up, but Sergeant Fish is too slippery, and then, again, it's just easy once you bait out all the cooldowns and just Washington gets to shoot down on him.
Oh, that's the big opening pick from Mags there on the already low Gaza. That's a great team coordination. Just point out that hey, the Echo's low. We can try to shoot some shots here. And now Winston, he's gonna be trying to primal some people to death in his room, but the sound barrier is there, and the duplicate onto Winston. You have double monkeys here. You're not gonna be killing anyone anytime soon with all of that health pool to choose through, and that's gonna be another stuffed push with last fight territory coming up pretty soon. Yikes, that's a unfortunate late kill there.
Yeah, 4 ults coming in for UW, and it looks like it's gonna be an easy hold.
Oh my.
Big grab coming in, and pulse bomb combo. It's just Tribiab's clean it up.
Yeah, that was great patience there from Tribiab too, just to wait out the immortality field, allow the UW to just break it and then toss out the pulse bomb, just so that the pulse bomb actually gets value, and that's going to be clean. 100-0 or the side of the University of Washington.
Yeah, I mean, these Zarya bubbles onto Fish when on these engages, he can just soak up so much damage, then buys him enough time to get his leap back, and then just jump out, jump back in. He just weaving in and out. Tribiab is, you know, capitalizing on all the attention focused on the Sergeant Fish.
Indeed. And they're UW, well, we already know, amazing at dive in. They're just executing this Winston Zarya to perfection here. That being said, we are on Ruins now, and Ruins tends to play very differently from lots of standard control maps because of just how wide open these angles are. That being said, we aren't looking at a Widowmaker from either side, so that might not be a big point here. As now the two teams are looking to establish a point control, and then both Winston's jump in, but the Sergeant Fish, he gets immediate value picking up the McCree. Trivia picks up the Mora. It's gonna be a lack of healing, and yeah, that Winston's not gonna get healed up anytime soon. And that's just a clean engage, picking up 2 immediately compared to 0 from the Owls, and that's kind of a dive diff there.
It's kind of weird whenever you see a Tracer just kill a Moira, because that's usually not supposed to happen. Moira has Fade, she's really slippery, so don't know what happened there.
It's just really good play from the University of Washington as Trivia goes really aggressive, tries to pick it apart. He doesn't get it, but Sergeant Fish will. Great follow-up again, and geez, this dive is intimidating. Like look at this team comp that Alderani. This is supposed to counter dive, but yikes.
It's just the nade on the Moira forces her fade out, and then once Moira has no fade, she has nothing to self-peel, so that's when you UW say, okay, Moira no fade, you all in her, no healing, and then it's just easy. You're just killing at that point. There's nothing they can do.
Yes. And that just points to how great of a support player Mags is. And support players, they're a lot more powerful than lots of people think. And even Nitros here, just giving the speed boost onto his team just to enable these dives.
Platypus comes here with a visor on the high ground, but he gets
yikes
bursted with a Helix missile and Zarya.
And then with on the back of those picks, Owls are going to be able to probably just take this point without too much opposition. Nitros is going to try to, and Nitros I should say, is trying to make this a little hard, but he's going to fall. It's just a Lucio, man. And this isn't the time where, ooh, nasty shots from Godzo. But at this rank, people don't have trouble shooting the Lucio, unlike maybe someone like myself.
Yeah, well, ult economy here for UW is, they're kind of behind, so looking like to maybe take these fights a little bit slower, try and get a pick, force out some ultimates. Ooh.
And now it looks like that. Oh, that's a really early pick onto Mag's. Healing's going to be down as the Nitros drops the beat, tries to keep people up. Primal's also forced, but Sergeant Fish, he's also low, and I don't think there needs to be any more investment into this fight to keep the point on the side of the Owls here. They're just gonna be trading some damage. Maybe they can get the pick onto the Zarya. That would be huge. But right now the Zarya's living, but that doesn't matter as the grab comes in from Stealth Ninja. He's gonna be able to pick up 3 kills with the Graviton Surge, and with all of the attention diverted away from the front line there, that allows a really big follow-up.
That was... I did not expect UW to come back and win that, because they were kind of being held at their spawn. I don't know, just... The respawns came in too quick, I guess, and FAU just wasn't able to respond in time.
It seems like the Owls just weren't as decisive as maybe they should have been to just secure the rest of that. Now the grab does come in on the side of the Owls there. Picks up 2, but those 2 get traded out here, and that's actually both supports from the side of the Owls going down, and all of a sudden, the Owls, they don't have a leg to stand on. The point gets flipped back over, and that's that. UW not winning the Ruins as cleanly as the first, but it still eventually goes down in UW's direction.
I mean, that Graviton from Stealth Ninja, absolutely huge. You know, again, picking out this Moira, who is kind of the only source of massive healing. And then it just from then on just a snowball again. Like Mag's on the end and gets the nano boost on the Zarya. She's just shredding through everyone, and then they're just free picks after we kill Moira. It's the priority target.
Right, and it was amazing resilience too. Maybe taking advantage of just okay, we can just back out just a little bit, buy a little time for respawners to come back, and then they managed to get a couple players low, and while all the resources are being diverted onto them, UW are able to collapse onto the front line. The Grav coming through, great overall team plays from the side of from UW. Of course, we all know that they're amazing at dive, but yeah, this was a great performance nonetheless. Now, I believe we are looking at King's Row as a site of our next map here against the Owls here, and what are you looking for when it comes to King's Row, like in terms of like strategy?
Well, obviously King's Row is awesome Reinhardt map as a Reinhardt player myself, so I'm looking for these massive death ball comps where you're just swinging at the opposition. And one thing you're always worried about in King's Row is a Mei. And I remember last week, whenever UW encounters this Mei, but luckily they're not playing against it, but they TP, they'll have to TP in this high hotel area and just bypass the wall. But FAU is looking for more of like a displacement type of comp here. They got Ball and Doomfist kind of dive in the back line with maybe a Zen Discord onto a target. As Orisa kind of holds back on point maybe.
Okay, I think we're hearing from production that they fed us the wrong map. Okay, we have confirmation from production that they fed us the wrong map, and you actually just got a little bit of a spoiler of our game 2, I think. We're fixing that now, and we're actually going to be on Eichenwald, and yeah, let's just pretend that didn't happen, and let's talk about Eichenwald.
NA. But
NA production.
Let's see. Kind of the same sentiments here on Eichenwald. You don't want to go against Mei, but they love going this Winston comp, I guess, and then where Winston can just like kind of hover on that high arch bridge and then kind of drop down, get some charge, leap out. So it's a similar comp to what they did on Ilios here.
Now we're looking at this engagement here, and and they're probably gonna look to just blow through this initial choke really quick. That being said, the Mario Blue, he's doing a good job of just denying several of these players entry, and the dive is a lot less coordinated than UW would like due to just all the space being.
It's weird. Hanzo gets picked early from UW, but there's no engage coming in from. I'm wrong side. Yeah, my bad. UW's attacking.
So now we're looking at UW. They're gonna go attempt 2 here, and this time they are able to blow past the initial choke here. That being said, lots of the UW players are dropping low. But the Tracer is on the outside is actually going to be the first to get taken down here, and that's a lot of the backline pressure now gone for the Owls. Stealth Ninja, he does go down, but with that initial pick was too much for the Owls to stand, as now there are 2 more picks coming back. Now the Primal does get invested onto for the Owls, trying to just bring this back in. It actually might be working. The Primal picks up one, Pulsmon picks up another, and for now the UW, they look so good on that initial fight, at least on the entry, but the ultimates, great call from the Owl to just use some ultimates and win that.
It looks like Trivium's having trouble kind of taking sky control because of this Ana and Ash comp on the other team. So he's just forced to play ground fair, but Platypus is popping off here. He's clicking on him. Spamming through this choke.
Just click heads, obviously. That's the answer to every single FPS game that's out there, right? Click their head, what could go wrong? I guess in case of Hanzo, it's technically a little more complicated than that, but we don't talk about
tossed
that.
Around.
Oh, yikes. Bullying 101 right there. But yeah, that's off the back of some amazing picks there. UW takes first point.
Yeah, that Ash looking like remind me of high school a little bit, kind of getting tossed around in the corner. But big grab coming in here from UW, Grab Dragon combo. And that's just a team wipe again.
Yeah, the classic. Throwing to grab, throwing the
Raid boss
dragon.
coming
in. Raid boss Brig just gonna delete the Ash. A little bit more bullying right there, but yeah, that's a combo as old as time.
You know, this maybe Tribiab said, "Yo, kill this Ash, please, guys. I can't play the game." And UW said, "Yeah, we'll just all double Winston slap her in the face."
So much entry damage just immediately takes down the Winston for the Owls. Now they're still gonna commit to this and tossing the Bob here, but that's another player now down. 3 players. And only one pick in return, and even with more ultimates invested, the Pulse Bomb comes down. I don't think the UW are going to lose this one, and so I think, yeah, Marbley's just got to get out there. Is he going to get out with his life? Just barely. It was 14 HP and an anti on him, and that's actually going to get Silver Mask on Diana most of the way to the nano boost there.
Oh, what is going on?
That's quite the yellow grab there, but it doesn't get picked.
Yeah. UW loves to do this on like Long Street's phase and King's Row especially. You know, they push up to the enemy spawn, and it's just they can't walk out. You have this Echo, this Hanzo kind of spamming through these double entrances, and your only hope, I guess, is some sort of miracle play like that. But UW's too good to let that happen to him.
Now, they are going to be putting, the Owls are going to put even more ults into this to try to stop this payload, but you have to feel that the Owls, they kind of missed an opportunity with that initial grab. The initial grab was big, but the follow-up was a little bit questionable there, and ultimately that grab doesn't get much value in terms of kills, and UW are able to roll through.
I mean, UW responds with a couple of grabs of their own from their own Zarya and the Echo Zarya. So it's just whatever you can do, I can do better. And here he goes again.
Big Immo though, that does keep them up as they actually swap onto the Batiste instead of for that purpose. But now the rally is coming in from Nacer so to keep everyone up, and it's working. Ryan's gonna get the pin, but he dies before he can take out Nathros, and now the frontline taking presence is pretty much gone from UW. Sigma, though, he's just sad getting slept and antied, and that's going to be 250 remaining on the clock as UW pushes the cart home.
I mean, that's just kind of what we're used to seeing from UW, you know, on these payload maps. They really play really aggressive, have one healer on the payload, and then just everyone else just wiping the enemy team. Just building ults again.
Yeah, it's very true to their dive roots, and I guess they pretty much were playing dive there, right? With the Winston Zarya there, and just great execution and ult usage, I suppose, with that initial grab diverting so many resources. And we talk about value in Overwatch, right? But value, like, doesn't always have to be picks. And like yes, the grab, I guess it does get one pick, but most of it gets countered by the ammo field. But that's still a lot of value there to drop the Reinhardt super low there. It makes them a lot easier, a lot softer to pick later on. And yeah, I'd like to see a little bit of more coordination when the Owls use ultimates here, because there's been several fights that we've had and where the Owls invest a bunch of ults. They did win like the first one when they were holding point A, but other than that, like, the big ultimate fights aren't going their way.
Yeah, a big thing I would say is also discipline. You know, you have to hold your abilities, because UW's gonna punish you. Like, Anna uses sleeper nade, that's a call out, and then that's, you know, you're gonna be punished. And the fabled platypus rat. Rat's one of my favorite picks. He's a Smurf character. He puts out so much damage, and especially in these tidal areas, he will be feasting.
Oh,
I'm looking for a double mine into the enemy spawn for a tire.
Well, who needs a double mine when the Brig just goes down immediately to the Winston and yeah, the Junkrat, yeah, he gets a lot. What the Junkrat offers is he's able to get this Winston bubble down really fast here, and that's gonna make the Winston a lot tougher to just stay in fights.
Trib here, fighting the Tracer in the back, but front line goes in from FAU. Counter engage on Rat is nasty. He can just bump you away, trap you, and then you're just a sitting duck.
Yeah. Now the dive actually comes in, and yes, it gets the nade scores low enough that the focusing beam comes in to just finish him off. It does get traded out, but UW they're right now down one person, but the Echo, he's got a tough spot, but does get the fight ability back up, able to then just play the reverse Uno card, take down Sergeant Fish, and UW probably doesn't have the ability to stay on this point.
They have the nano boost for the counter engage, so they may be trying to do something here. Picks are being traded though. Platypus does have the rip tire. Ooh, can't use it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not wise to use it there. Yes, the UW they invested, and actually they invested quite a bit trying to retake the point with the McCree, High Noon, and the nano boost going down. That doesn't net any value though, and I'm not sure about that. Re-engagement decision, as now they don't have.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but that doesn't matter if your McCree is just nuts. Oh my Trip, you can't do this. Just casually dink. No, now 3 people. Oh come on,
Yeah,
Trip.
he's just walking in. He said he wants to go viral. This is what he's gonna do. You gotta kill all of them.
Yeah, I mean like. Even Mortrid and Hanzo just click heads and nothing will go wrong there. Crazy plays from Trivia to win that fight there. That was an individual performance if anything. Now, we are looking at the engage with the rally.
That's nice.
Yeah, but that's not going to save you from a rip tire as the Deadeye then comes in, takes down one more, and kills are being traded a little bit, but right now they're kind of decisively in favor, but not so decisively anymore in favor of UW, as now there are more kills on the side of the Owls, and now the duplicate's going to come in onto the back line. Bubble's gonna come in to try to keep up the Ana, but they're just gonna solo grab this duplicated Winston. But I don't think that that is ultimately going to win them the fight, as now the Owls just drop. And interesting idea to use the duplicate and they almost get mags.
Yeah, I mean they use so much to try and kill the Ana there, because Ana, I mean, she can put out so much utility in terms of damage, healing, and sleep, but UW heals very well, grabs, and then just protects Ana, and then that she can just dish out all the healing and then anti-nades that FAU trying to engage with.
Oh, what an engagement from the University of Washington. Sergeant Fish comes in, immediately gets both supports down. Great, that's a great organized engagement right there. And no supports equals no legs, and yikes. Now Drip, he goes a little aggressive, but he's got the combat roll. He's gonna be fine. And what are you looking for in this fight in terms of ultimates?
I mean, obviously you want to look for a pulse bomb onto either Brig or Ana, but you have grav combo with FAU's side, so you gotta be careful from that.
Right.
Yeah, there's platypus on the.
Yeah, the thing is, the Owls, they try to get control of the middle castle there, but they lose a few just trying to get in there, and after they lose a few, it's thrown to grab, but because you've lost a few, not sure about the follow-up.
Again, they waste grab. There was a solo grab, and nothing comes out of it. And this is a really tough place to be in if you're on attack here, because UW just has free reign of the entire castle, have high ground.
Yeah.
They can just shoot down at you, and then Platypus can just get these flanks off.
Right.
I was disappointed to see that Platypus swapped off Rat. which is true. Rat is awful on this street space, but I want to see this double mine in the sky. I want him to kill this Echo, but that's disappointing.
It's the best feeling in the world to kill kill flying character, Junkrat, but you don't need to fly in order to use Deadeye to just get rid of the Echo. I guess smoothest transition in the world, I know. But yeah, the Deadeye just kind of catches a Gonzo on the Echo off guard, and he goes down, and that's a good disengage with 46 seconds left on the clock. Now they're gonna hopefully get one last fight here as the rally engage comes in.
Oh, nice nade.
Oh, but the Ana's already down here. What are you gonna do for healing the? Oh no, the grab comes in. Brig healing won't sustain you through that, even with rally armor. And this is dire straits now.
I think that engage from Mario Blue on the Winston was the worst thing I've seen in my entire life. He leaps in, primals mid-air, his whole team gets antied, and then the dude is just flying in the air because he's hitting Brig Boop. And he just stuck, as his team is wiped. That's just tragic.
Now the Nano comes in onto the Winston to take the castle, and yes, it actually does pick up Nathan. The problem is, while the tanks were up there on the high ground to contest high ground, UW just kind of went to the low ground and takes out the supports, and that's a decisive counter dive if I've ever seen one. And yeah.
Godzo on the Echo there said, hey, my Winston can't do it. I'm going to be Winston too. He leaps in, trying to get a double Winston dive. He gets the pick on the Brig, but it's just not enough because from FAU's team, they had a Brig as well, but it just... I don't know. She didn't do anything. She wasn't inspiring anyone, you know, wasn't hitting anything in front of her because what is she going to do? Everyone's on high ground, so I don't think that Brig pick was useful at all from FAU.
Right. Like, it's the pick that you go for the theory, right? That the Brig is in general strong against dive. You have the whip shot, you've got the shield bash, you have a shield of your own, and all of that, right? But the Brig's not really able to be on high ground, and neither is Ana. And the problem is that when your entire mobile team of your Winston, Echoes, characters like that go onto the high ground, well, the problem is when you have high ground control, you don't need movement abilities to drop down on the low ground and take down your supports. So that's decisive high ground control there that we saw from UW there, as UW, they're gonna take 2-0 this
clean 2-0.
Clean 2-0 this first match against the Owls. I believe we are now going to be going to a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to have our second match, which we might have spoiled a little bit on accident, against Queen's U, as us casters get to tease production for being NA. So stick around, and we'll have match 2 momentarily.
All right, what's good, everybody? We're back here against Queens U Varsity, back on Ilios, where we started match 1, and back on Well, and Well is always a good map, you know. I got this. I already see this
Oh
Orisa.
yeah.
Orisa pulling into the well. That's fun.
Oh
You
yeah.
got the ball.
You got
This is hype.
you have like the game designer. She just said, let's see what happens if we just toss a hole in the middle of the map and see what chaos ensues. Which means that you get your Orisa picks, you get your Lucio picks, you get all your boopy characters picks. Like when I play on the Well, like I go the far, because even though I'm not so great at like predicting those rockets, like at least you have that E ability, which just sometimes works. I don't know. Maybe that's just me though.
Seems like the
Anyway,
match is paused.
it seems like match is paused, but we are gonna go into it really shortly, and yeah, and again, as we said, this is gonna be against Queens U Varsity, and we are going to see this Orisa coming out from Queens U, and pretty traditional stuff from the University of Washington as far as we're concerned. Winston Zara, which we've already seen a lot of.
So I'm really excited to see how this ball kind of dives in this backline, because again, ball can just try to boop these people forward into an Orisa suck, and that would be a nasty combo I want to see.
And actually, the ball actually almost gets booped off himself. Thankfully, the pile driver was there to stay on the map, as the Tracer, he gets taken down by some sticky bombs. Maybe a recall wasn't up, but at any rate, that's a man advantage now for the University of Washington and Queens U. They look like they're taking the hint, and at least for now, backing out. Plavis, he gets a little aggressive and does get taken down to it, so Queens U, maybe they're able to aggress onto this point a little bit, but point has been capped for the University of Washington. That said, Magnus does go down. He's on up, so that means there's very little healing now available to keep this dive up. He's probably just gonna have picked up 25 HP. Not so many places to go, as the point is almost capped here, and Zarya, so low on health, does actually stay alive with the Lucio healing coming in clutch, and the UW, they might actually be able to hold on to this point. It's kind of crazy given how they lost a few players on the re-engage.
Brig just doing Brig things, man. Just 1v2ing the DPS line. It's just sad to see.
Yeah.
And you're right, UW somehow coming back again with these fights, but again, this long extended trade, they do have the point, so they are winning this.
Yeah,
not anymore.
The point finally goes over to the side of Queens. They should have won that fight some time ago, but UW, they're able to get the not quite staggered. You can't really consider that staggered considering how well it was, but they got 50% on what eventually became a losing fight, and that's huge. Nacer does get picked early, and so that's going to be a little more point progress given. And
Supercharger,
this is
interesting.
A lot of ults invested kind of far away from point, and because the Nacers died, they didn't have the speed boost to kind of get away. And yikes.
Kind of an odd, this taking the Torptor with the Orisa is kind of crazy. It's working out. That's a nice boop in from Nathros.
Yeah, that being said, Orisa does get anti-ed, eventually goes down, and now there's only a Wrecking Ball for tanking presence for Queens, and the UW, they're actually able to take advantage of this, take a bunch of space on point with this Primal Rage. The Warrior is so low, as is the Tracer, and they're probably all gonna just fall here as the UW, they've claimed solid control of this point. And so now that's 66% being capped for the Queens University.
Yeah, I mean, UW just get to hold on to their ultimates as well. They don't really have to invest much, as they can just keep taking away this objective.
And now we're looking at another engagement here, but the Wrecking Ball is actually forced away pretty early, and so Queens will have to wait a little bit for Wrecking Ball to just roll around a health pack. but that's the pulse bomb pick for from Trivia. He does eventually lose the 1v1, but now they're 2 tanks down for University of Washington, and that's no presence on point now. As now we're almost on last fight territory. We're at 90+% here. They're going to be walking into several ultimates here.
I mean, the DPS duel just being won from UW side. I mean, Trivia's getting these picks, and then Platypus is dinking away this Tracer, so she can't really do much.
And with now the grab and the sound barrier coming in. Oh, that's a well kill that you just saw right there, but the ultimate is just a little bit too much here, I think, as the Deadeye comes in, the grab comes in, the sound barrier comes in, all of that to just deny this, all of this damage that they're trying to put down the Queens, and that's probably gonna be the Tracer's gonna be around stall, but crisp headshot from Platypus there, and that's going to be the cleanup eventually coming through.
Platypus turning on the toggle to secure that point. I mean, Tribute gets one clip by the Orisa in the skull, but you know, here comes Platypus just bang, 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 just clicking on everyone. There's just no chance. With a nano boost too, it's too much damage.
Yeah, and that was a very interesting point with both sides actually trading back and forth quite well there. UW eventually gets the upper hand with that last fight, was just kind of an overwhelming amount of ultimates to just go through at the end there. But that was quite the match, and I'm excited to see what this Lighthouse is going to bring us. And
this Queen's like is adamant about this Orisa pick. They love this Orisa.
And let's see how this goes here. As well, this is more of a bunker style mixed with dive here on the Queen side. This Orisa will eventually have to regress to point Platypus. Come on, you just hit a crazy headshot and you missed that one.
No red.
Oh yeah, it's a no reg. That's what it is. Now, but that's the sleep dart, and Platypus, well, it's kind of hard to miss a point-blank flashbang, don't you think?
I mean, this comp... What is happening? This comp doesn't make sense for me from Queens, because they have this Ball Tracer, Reaper who want to, like, kind of get in there, right, and just run in, but then you have Orisa, Brig, and Moira who, like this kind of, like, Death Ball, stay in one spot comps. It's just like there's an identity crisis going on here.
Yeah, like as an Orisa, you're supposed to be like kind of like taking space, like being the one to stand on point. Not really sure what the Orisa was doing there, and you're right in pointing out that this Queen's that's a flashbang that's eventually going to take down the ball, and that's going to stall this even more. But what I was saying is that this comp is kind of split on Queens, and right now neither half, the dive or the bunker, I guess, is doing a great job.
Because you need to coordinate with Wrecking Ball. Now they're running one by and feeding in one by one. This doesn't make sense, but Ball, you need... Yeah, Ball is expected to take all the cooldowns, like stuns, flashes, but if he's by himself, they're just going to shoot at him. There's no follow-up.
Now, note that
Orisa follow-up with his damage, though. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing something.
What's the Brig doing there? Kind of isolated, gets killed. Now, note that Queens, they are playing Symmetra, but they aren't doing any stuff like teleporting to point either. They're kind of just standing on high ground. What are they waiting for?
At least we want to see some evil toaster type of Orisa, right? Some flank Orisa with a supercharger, but we're not even seeing that.
Yeah, now Mags does go down, but how is that going to matter when you got the Deadeye just able to almost one-shot the ball there? Now it looks like Queens are going to try to take this momentary player advantage and try to aggress onto points, but the sound barrier is going to be there. Now, that being said, there is a supercharger trying to boost everyone, but Orisa is,
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. What's happening? The team is fighting, man. Do something. Turn to your left. There's a fight going on, Orisa. Let's get involved.
Yeah, not entirely sure what there's just a lack of tank presence with the Orisa not on point, and so yeah, UW is going to be able to eventually.
Oh, here she comes.
Now the Orisa comes in, but she gets picked
unlucky.
even before she gets onto point, and
it's just
clutch Potter. What did we just watch?
It's weird because like, yeah, sure, we're kind of ripping on the Orisa, but you're not doing your job as a main tank. You know, taking space. You're backlining as Orisa. I just very odd thing to see.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe there's some deeper intent there that we don't know about, but at least from our perspective, it looked like that the on-point presence wasn't really there on the side of Queens, and then they just lose out at the end there. Maybe the rest is there to protect the backline a little bit, but then if your goal is to protect the backline, maybe you choose something that's a little more mobile, like maybe a diva maybe that can defense matrix your backline, but also be able to have the mobility to go in and out of point. I don't know, but that was certainly one of the stranger maps that I've seen. As now we're actually going to play King's Row, and maybe the first part got spoiled a little bit, but I don't think it saw enough to say definitively where this was going, and well.
But now we saw the Orisa play, and I know exactly how this is going to go, I think.
Yeah, now that being said, Orisa on defense,
when they ran the Orisa on Ilios last match, they had a kind of like an idea where they had Torbjorn kind of protecting the turret. They were all clumped up, and then as UW would funnel in, ball would disrupt him, right?
Right.
So I don't see why they went to this weird disjointed composition, but I expect maybe even a Bastion would make at least a little bit of sense, right?
Yeah, maybe. As this is going to be a Reinhardt and Zarya brawl here on the side of UW, combined with the poke from also. This is going to be lots of long range damage comes in, and yikes! This ball just goes in, kind of just dies there. Kill is traded out onto Trib, but but now there's also the Doomfist down, and this is a little bit of a problem here. Now, Nacer, he does get picked, but now the trades are starting to come into the offense's favor here. Of course, the spawns being closer on the attacker side, this is probably going to go the way of UW, and a good trading kills there, and maybe and I think the ball just got a little overzealous there against this brawl. Eats too much initial damage and can't get out, as we see this classic UW aggression there. Are they going to get some split spawns too? Split spawns here would be so disastrous, but there's actually the ball contesting the point, and this contest is actually going to maybe get some value here. Oh, but the problem is actually the split spawns just got worse here.
Yeah, that hurts more than it helps, because now give them time to respawn, and it's 2v6, 3v6, and that's not good.
Yeah.
As you can see from
my.
Oh, this DPS duel here.
Oh, yeah. Unlucky Trib. The race form
kind of
comes in
stops
clutch.
Snowball a little bit, maybe though.
But it does get traded out. So in the end, UW has ultimates, and the Queens is lacking. Only have actually they're starting to get some up right now, but the ultimate situation still a little bit in favor of UW here. Now the minefield comes in, tries to buy space on the card, and actually it does a pretty good job of that, as Nacer sees Force Way and eventually gets picked off. Platypus gets eaten by Moira Ball, I think. And I think this looks like something that's holdable here. Now there's still more ultimates to come out though, and actually now Nathros, he's just going the aggro support play with 2 down and 3 down now. Bongo comes in.
When you get these staggers on as a defense team, this isn't good, because when you trade kills, especially too, because the offense has close spawns. So if you lose these plays, you're forced to kind of back up and give point, unless you want to stagger even more and lose even more.
And Bongo also didn't get lots of value there, only the rest of there to benefit from it. Now the wind is going to come in, and they're just going to completely deny card access here. There's no way they're going to be able to kind of contest the second point, right? The Doomfist is just going to get out.
The composition's actually gotten better, because now you kind of see they did have, you know, a Reaper, Doomfist, a Zen Orb, and then Ball Dive, so they can kind of get some picks off, but then the Orisa still doesn't make sense, obviously, but, you know, it kind of, the identity's getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, the positional play is just not really there from Queens. Like, it was a lot better, like, the very first point we had, but, like, there's very scattered here on the side of Queens, and now there are 2 picks already on the side of UW, and I'm not sure if this pool is going to be able to keep it up. At least it does keep the ball up, actually, and so that's good, but the Genji's kind of alone on the high ground. He gets picked, and this ball's just too low on health to contest the card. And yeah, now everyone's going to fall here, and no one's going to be able to touch point, and that's just positional outplay, I think.
Yeah, I mean, especially last week when on King's Row, Mags on Baptiste loves to sit on the high ground above Mega. And then so whenever, unless you have engage onto the Baptiste, which they did, which Queens did, but the position is just too good for Mags, because he can throw in the AoE heals, throw in the eye field from above, and he can be untouched and provide so much value.
In addition, UW is being the extremely aggro team that we all know them to be. We're supposed to be capping point B. Well, let's just take half of point C as well and just absolutely deny it. And the thing about being the aggressor, yes, you do have to be the one to push in, but when you're aggressing as the offense, you're giving the defense opportunities to make mistakes, right? Yes, you could be making mistakes when you're going into engagement, but in general, reacting to what the attack is doing tends to be a little more difficult, and opens the door to more mistakes on the defending side, trying to react to that. And I think that UW did a really good job of, well, one, positioning, and two, just being that super aggro team that's just denying so much space. And now the Queens, they're gonna have to show us a new look here on the offense here.
Another thing is, when UW is, you know, when you're being pushed in like that on defense, it's just demoralizing for your confidence, right? It's like you're perma gray screen, you're just dead all the time, and it's just not fun. But we'll see what happens here.
There's small 1v1 going on. Shouldn't mean too much, as actually Nate's Varsity does eat a lot of initial damage, and as he's trying to retreat, does get taken out by a Moira Orb, unfortunately. Now, that does get traded out, though, but trades do tend to favor the offense, as we said before, so this might be a good opportunity. And Plasma, he's surrounded, but he don't care. He don't care if he's surrounded. He can take everyone on, no problem. Just casually picks up a few headshots here, and yikes.
The problem with this, again, with Queen's U is there are 3 in the back line and 3 in the front line. And so UW can say, okay, all 6 of us can back up, or all 6 of us can walk forward, and it's a 6v3 either way. So it doesn't matter really unless you all commit to something.
Right. They're doing a really good job of punishing the split play. Good. So, and now they're still a little dry in ultimates on both sides. And Matrix is gonna come up pretty soon, and probably the Deadeye too. What do you think about this? Oh, engage starting. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, 1v11 ball is not gonna do anything.
Yeah, and that's actually the charge that eventually picks up, and yeah, that's another dead push there, and you have to really start questioning. Oh my God, Trib just has the flicks right on spot on there, but this kind of split play with this half dive, half bunker isn't really working out that well, as you mentioned.
This also is highlighting kind of the DPS play of Trib and Platypus because they are just clicking on heads. Whatever heroes they play, it just looks too easy for them.
Yeah. I think to make this dive bunker work, you gotta have the dive push in right as the bunker's taking space on the front line, or try to get on point somehow. As this run might be in a bit of trouble, but the sound barrier is there, the ammo field's there. It's gonna be fine. That actually might be a lot of investment onto the ride that might be able to be punished a little bit if the aggro play comes right now. The blade comes in, dive comes in, is able to take out both supports and more, as this is the fight that they're looking for.
That was a nice coordinating engage because you see Wrecking Ball comes in, swings in, slams in, everyone's knocked up. Free blade for Genji. You can just get these dash resets, go back and forth, and just carve him up like you did there. So nice engage from Queens.
Right. And that comes out, I think, a little bit to the heavy usage of resources, just keeping the Ryan up there. That being said, oh dear, that's... I think Queens just tried to replicate the aggression, but kind of got rolled there at the end, as Trib, he's not going to have a problem with the Tracer, is he?
I mean, yeah, Tracer, he knows what Tracers like to do. He's a Tracer player himself. Too easy.
And now there's unfortunately this another choke point here to try to get through, but the pile drive does come down, takes out Trivia, and the damage is going to be a little underwhelming now, especially now with Mass going down. The healing's going to be lacking as well. This front line's probably going to fall apart pretty soon. Yeah, the Ryan goes down, and the they're gonna just save these ults for next fight.
It's just, I think what Yuta needs to do is try to get this trans out without using grab, because they have the grab dragon combo, so it'd be really, it's just team wipe if they can get this transcendence out.
Right, so keep an eye on that as the next fight progresses. I think that Yuta do have the tools to do that. Maybe you can get it out with as a transcendence from a surprise angle, or potentially have a shatter that requires responding to. So we'll see how this progresses as Tracer 1v1. Oh, there's a grab and
nice.
No trans?
No transcendence in response.
Interesting.
That's a good call from you, Dub.
Yes. Like that was actually a pretty good read, because they saw that the Zen was on kind of the off angle, not with the team, which means that the grab dragon comes in for free, and the Zen won't have time to get to heal up the team in response. And that's going to be a late pick there with the minute and 30.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be out of position like that, especially with a big ultimate as such as Transcendence. You have to be with your team there.
Oh, and so there's the boosted blade there, but gets shut down instantly, actually. The sound barrier coming in clutch from Namestro to keep the team up. Now the Amp Matrix comes out, just buys all of this space on streets, and yeah, everyone's just going to be crumpled. There's still a few trapped in the back, actually, and not sure if they're able to make it out. No, Ball's not getting out. There's still a McCree in the back. No, that's just me being crazy. Never mind. But, yeah, we're now at last fight territory, and what are we looking at? Cole engage?
We still haven't used Transcendence either on Queen's University.
Yeah. Well, you kind of have to use it now. We're looking at last point here. We are still holding on to a Shatter and Deadeye here. That is a good first pick.
I feel is out, so this could be, you gotta go in now if you're Queens. This is 30 seconds of no immortality. Gotta contest point, take space, but that's the stun kill. It doesn't even need the headshot to claim that kill. They're forced to back up here, and Sergeant Fish just kind of shatters his own teammates. Interesting, and the grab's gonna come and just make sure the ball can't touch. This is, yeah, no one's even remotely close to the card, and yeah. Maybe you'll see a Transcendence next map, but you know, who knows?
Maybe next map. Unfortunately, there isn't really a next map to be had here. As yikes, that was kind of dominating at the end there.
I mean, again, with we're talking about the Orisa a lot, and it's just why. It did nothing for the entire. I didn't see it for Streets phase, pretty much. You know, just I saw a red shield, but that was it. It just
like
useless almost.
yeah, UW like to just like take a little heat off the rest of them, but like UW, they were definitely the superior space makers, being able to just rush in, speed boost from Nate's throat, comes in, Ryan in your face, Zarya in your face. Oh yeah, we're gonna use Immo to keep our tanks up in the brawl against your bunker, which by the way only has 3 people because everyone else on dive. Alternatively, you can make call. We're gonna stay back, let the dive run into us, and that's the 3v6 as well. And that was really good of UW to just choose their fight selectively there overall.
Yeah, UW's a very good team, so they're gonna capitalize on these mistakes. And if they're this big, this like prominent, I guess it's just they're gonna make a decision. Someone's gonna say, "All right, we're gonna do this," and they're gonna all commit to it. And then the DPS, everyone just executes on it, and then it's just a one fight. Snowballs it from there.
So that will do it for today, and I believe that is all of the game of the week that we have for you. So congrats to the University of Washington for winning both of their games today, and that will actually put UW at 6-0 for the Collegiate Overwatch series, and I believe they still have yet to drop a single map. And so looking forward to more Overwatch play from this UW team next week. So stay tuned for next week, where we're gonna have some more exciting games. But for now, we're gonna be ending this here. So thank you so much for spending your time with us. Remember to check us out at the @U of WA Esports, and except on YouTube, which is just UW Esports. And join our community Discord if you're interested in volunteering behind the scenes. And that will wrap it up for us here.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Peace.